All right, guys. JoJo on the radio in the studio with the dudes. I just met you guys like 5 minutes ago, and I feel like I know you. Maybe I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Very
Nice.
personal.
Best friends.
Holy crap! Cheat codes. What's up, man?
What's
What's
going
up?
on?
Man, how you been?
You know, we feel like we know you because we hear you on the commutes. You know, we live in LA, so.
But when you said that off the air, you said, "Hey, I've been listening." I'm like, "Shut!" I don't know. Maybe I feel like I'm just locked in a box and nobody really listens. You know, somebody says I listen. I'm like, "Really?"
That's great.
But that you made my day, and you said you're from
Yes.
Calabasas.
Yeah,
you know?
shout out Calabasas.
And then of course you got Mr. Portland over here.
Hey, what's up?
Dude, is Portland as just crazy and weird as they say it is?
It's pretty bizarre, but it's awesome. It's pretty crazy.
One of these days I have to. I don't think I've been to Portland. Maybe I've drove by it or through it or something.
It's
I need to-
relaxing. You got to go. They got good beer, and they got a lot of strip clubs. I don't know.
Is it
that's all you have to say.
More strip clubs in Portland than like any other city in the country, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it a drive-through city? Like you just drive through it? You don't
Oh
really-
no, you want to stay.
Yeah,
You
it's
wanna hang
definitely
out.
not a flight
It's
overstay.
beautiful. There's a lot of trees. So,
So
it's nice.
nature and strip clubs and that pretty
beer.
much and beer.
Basically, that's Portland, but it's a good
Yeah.
spot.
The first music video we tried to film, we went to this waterfall in Portland,
Multnomah Falls is it's outside of Portland.
and then we lost all the footage because it was raining.
Well, there's
So-
that. You know.
Yeah,
So-
but it was fun.
and you said like you live in you're Calabasas.
Yeah.
And what's that King's? I'm a fan of, and I live in Santa Clarita, so I have to drive it feels like 100 miles to go to King's Fish House. But I'm obsessed with King's Fish House in Calabasas. But you said you got fired before you got hired.
Yeah, I went to apply for a job at King's Fish. I was like 18, and I said I knew all the kind of wines. I know white wine, red wine, which I really didn't at the time. And he goes, name me a white wine, and I name him. I go, oh, Cabernet Sauvignon, and he goes, oh, I'm so sorry, so, like not for you. And it was so awkward, man. Totally caught me out.
Should we tell them that story about Ryan?
Yeah.
Well, like me and him actually worked a different job where we were catering,
Right.
and we used to do these parties, and we used to be bartenders for these parties. We actually got fired because we would pour the people too much alcohol. So one of these parties, Ryan was there, Ryan Seacrest.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And he was like, "This is way too much alcohol, man.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
I poured his
You
drink,
poured
I
way
poured his
too
drink
much."
way too strong. He's like, oh man, can you make this a little bit less hard for me? It's like, oh yeah, so sorry, dude, so sorry. That was
We
a
used to
trippy
set up the
time.
parties and then hide, and then pretend we were just part of the party.
Yeah, that was a
Like
cheat
we were
code
just the
too.
That's
guests.
classic,
So
dude.
they got kind of mad at that, and then we got fired. So
Yeah.
Wait, I bet you get some great tips though. You
Yeah,
heavy
it was
duty
fun.
alcohol in the thing. So yeah. Holy
Yeah.
crap! All right, well, yeah, I bumped into Demi the other day at the Smurfs premiere, and I
Nice.
said, "Hey, what's going on, Demi? You excited about Smurfs?" Yeah, blah blah blah. And I said, "Give me one thing musically people need to know that to catch me up." And the first thing she said was cheat codes. I'm like, "Oh my God, they're coming in today!" Now.
Nice.
Yes.
And,
Awesome.
and then she ran off with Papa Smurf, and I was just. But so yeah, what do people need to know? And of course, let's get to this track, "No Promises" featuring Demi. But catch me for people who don't know cheat codes, and just fill me in. That's a big question, I know.
Yeah, that is a big
big
question.
Tell me
I mean, we've been
everything.
putting
Tell me
songs out for a couple of years now. Been playing shows, traveling. But this song just came together perfectly. Honestly, we had the song, and Demi was number one on our list. Sing it.
So you had
And
you actually had a list.
We
of
had a
like-
list of
we
like
did.
if we could choose anybody, these would be the people, and Demi was number one. And she was the first demo that we got back, and Trevor spent a couple hours with her in the studio, and she just
And she
killed it.
Oh, no, okay, so it wasn't like an email thing back and forth. She actually popped in the studio with you guys.
Yeah. So she busted out in like 2 hours. She was just killing it. So yeah, it was awesome to meet her. She was awesome.
I'd be curious to know who else is on that list, but I guess it's not the type of thing you want to release. Who was number 3? And of course, we got the tour. Are you ready for the tour? Well, I guess you guys are kind of maybe. Is your life already sort of like a tour? I mean, tour being you have to.
We travel a lot.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
all
we're always in the air,
suitcases.
man.
We're usually gone like 3 or 4 days a week. It seems like. But we're gonna be traveling a lot, so it's gonna be good. We're going to be in a lot of countries we've never been to. So
Yeah, I don't know if this is accurate, but Kevy was doing the math at lunch. I think he said we spent a month in the air last year.
Yeah, about a
Oh,
month.
no kidding.
A month in the air.
Who knows if that's accurate, but I just thought that was funny.
something like that. We fly a lot.
God, that's okay. I did a thing a while back, a long time ago, where I flew like for a week period, like a mini, like I lived your life for a week basically, and I flew to the point where when I got back on like ground, you could physically see me swaying. Like
Oh,
I would,
wow.
and I thought that something was wrong. Like I almost went to the doctor to the point where I was like I was
Vertigo.
dizzy.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened, or is that just me? Maybe
I think when we
drunk?
first started, I got kind of sick, but now my
Yeah.
body's really used to it. I can fall asleep on a plane. I can do anything with them.
Yeah, maybe you got some vertigo.
Maybe
Who knows?
vertigo,
yes,
yeah.
that's probably what it was. Something
Yeah.
like that. You guys have had some wild shows.
Yeah.
And I guess normally I look for I love the word. I always call them psycho fan encounters. Maybe that doesn't describe what happened. Maybe the fans had the psycho band encounters. That's more like what this was. What are the stories here? We were talking about the stage dive thing and was it a cop thing or?
Yeah, we got a couple of things.
Oh, dude, let me have it. This is my favorite part. My favorite part of everything.
Yeah. Well, I've crowd surfed before, and it usually goes pretty well. Usually, it's a fun time. This time, there's a big barricade, so I had to jump over this big gap.
Oh, so you had to clear like 2 or 3 feet.
I kind of had to give, I kind of had to give some power to it. And I jumped over, and I thought it was going to be fine. And I took out like 4 people. I gave this girl like a black eye. Terrible. But she tweeted later and was like, oh, best day of my life. Like, awesome. So she was super sweet, super cool.
God. Her eye is just swollen 3 times.
So I feel
Poor
so
girl.
bad.
True
So
fan.
We're going to get her
there.
into free to the next show where she's at. So that'll be cool.
So general rule, if you get your eye taken out by one of the guys, you get a free shot. Yeah,
and
okay.
apologize.
Perfect.
So.
That's cool. It happens. All right, and what's the other thing? So that was and by the way, when you stage dive, do you normally do you go backwards? I guess in that case you had to go forwards.
I usually
'Cause you had to jump.
I kind of jump and then put my back to the crowd.
And you clear your pockets out too because people
Oh, yeah,
dig your
I always
pockets,
clear
right?
the
Kind of do like a
pockets.
twist, huh?
I put my phone in my wallet on the DJ booth first every time.
Otherwise, yeah, you're all and everything.
Smart.
You're going to get basically you're going to get felt up as you get.
Yeah.
That time you were a trooper though, because he popped right up and just started dancing
I
with the
popped
crowd.
right up and started rolling with it.
Like nothing happened. I was
No
like, "Oh, is
worries.
Trevor okay?" He just dancing in the crowd.
Have you ever had the crowd spread like we've seen him like,
Oh,
you jump in there and like
No, thank God.
No
They
kidding.
That'd be
just bail
scary.
on you.
Yeah.
Wow,
That'd
that'd be a bad crowd.
And what about
Terrible.
what's the other one you had?
Yeah,
That's
man.
good.
I don't know how
woke
to
up-
explain
I
it.
can-
You
you
gotta
gotta
hear
hear
from these
I
guys.
remember I had to wake up to the cops. So
So who got arrested?
Kevy did.
All right.
Just briefly. So it was like, I don't know, like 7 in the morning, and Matt had already left. He had an early flight, so it was just me and Kevy in the hotel. And we get a knock on our door. Well, earlier in the night, the whole hotel was evacuated because the fire alarm went off. And there was it looked like there was smoke out in the top floor, but really it was just a fire extinguisher.
Gotcha.
And we were trying to figure out who it was, and we were just like, oh, I don't know who it was. Like something crazy happened. So, and then we all went to sleep. Matt ended up having an early flight, so we left, and me and Kevy woke up to cops. Cops were waking us up, and they were like, hey, do you know anything about that happened last night? I was like, no. And he's like, I think your friend does. And I was like, oh, what? He comes in. We had a lot to drink. And
Yeah, we were partying.
and apparently Kevy took a fire extinguisher and went through the top floor of the hotel and sprayed it everywhere. And everybody in the hotel was evacuated at like 4 in the morning. It was insane. And
Well,
yeah,
you were preventing a fire before a fire happened.
Yeah, I was
exactly.
just being
he was just being
precautious.
overly cautious.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? It's a you're pre-preventing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's some word I'm missing.
We understand what you're saying.
They dropped the charges though, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
He's
all
all
good.
good.
Yeah, it was.
You're being proactive.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
what
There it
yeah.
was.
All right.
I was very proactive in the situation that night.
Thank God for
I
you,
think it
because it
makes
could have been a
sense.
fire if you wouldn't have.
I think
Yeah.
it saved us all. So.
Yeah, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm a hero.
See, you know what? They just don't understand. You were ahead of your time.
Yeah,
Yeah, all
so
right.
true.
All right, you guys. That's cheat codes, of course. What am I forgetting? Anything else, or is that pretty much? I mean, your life is. It's. I guess we could talk for hours on the craziness, you guys. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah, we can be here all day if you want. It's all up to you. We're
Well,
hanging out with the Demi cutout in the back.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah. Check our socials soon. You're going to see cheat codes and Demi Lovato, sort of. I guess I might play the voice of Demi. We'll see how that goes. But
That's good.
you guys, thank you. Really, real pleasure to meet you guys. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks,
thank you
man.
so
Thanks
much.
for having us, man.